Imagine a World Cup so big it doesn't fit in one country. So big, FIFA needed 3 nations just to host it. So big, it will shatter nearly every record the tournament has ever set. That World Cup isn't a fantasy, it's happening right now in 2026. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this is, without question, the biggest World Cup in history. Hey everyone, and welcome back! If you've watched football for years, you already know the World Cup is the biggest stage in sport. But 2026 isn't just another edition, it's a complete reinvention of what a World Cup even is. We're talking about more teams, more countries, more stadiums, and more history packed into one tournament than ever before. Today, we are breaking down exactly why this World Cup is on a different scale entirely, and what makes it such a turning point for football as a global game. Let's start with the most obvious change. For the first time ever, the World Cup features 48 teams. That's 16 more nations than the last tournament in Qatar. Football has been expanding its biggest stage gradually for decades. It went from 16 teams to 24 to 32 back in 1998. Now, almost 30 years later, FIFA has made its biggest leap yet. This means dozens of nations who rarely, if ever, played in a World Cup now have a real shot at qualifying. Smaller footballing nations across Africa, Asia and Oceania finally get a stage they've been chasing for generations. For millions of fans, this isn't just an expansion of teams, it's an expansion of dreams. And then there's the hosting itself. For the very first time, 3 countries are sharing the tournament together. The United States, Mexico and Canada are co-hosting, which means this World Cup spans an entire continent. Matches are taking place across 16 host cities. From Mexico City to Toronto to Los Angeles, 11 cities in the United States, 3 in Mexico and 2 in Canada. Mexico actually makes history here too, becoming the very first nation to host 3 separate men's World Cups, joining 1970 and 1986 with 2026. Meanwhile, the tournament runs from June 11th through July 19th, delivering a staggering 104 matches in total. Compare that to just 64 matches in previous tournaments, and you start to see just how massive this really is.
Now here's where it gets really fascinating. The last time North America hosted a World Cup was back in 1994, when the United States set the all-time attendance record with 3.6 million fans walking through stadium gates. Organisers expect that record to be completely smashed in 2026, simply because fans now have 3 countries' worth of stadiums to fill. Some of these venues carry serious football history. Estadio Azteca in Mexico City has already hosted 2 World Cup finals, and it's set to open this tournament as well. On the other end, brand new state-of-the-art stadiums like those in Los Angeles and Toronto show just how far football infrastructure has come. There's also something poetic happening with the format itself. For decades, football fans debated whether expanding the World Cup would water down the competition. But FIFA's new format splits the 48 teams into 12 groups of 4, keeping that classic group stage drama fans love while still creating room for more nations to chase glory on the world's biggest stage. So why does any of this actually matter? Because the World Cup has always been more than a football tournament.
It's a moment where the entire planet pauses to watch the same game, speak the same emotions, and celebrate the same sport, regardless of language or border. By expanding to 48 teams and 3 host nations, FIFA isn't just making the tournament bigger physically, they're making the World Cup more accessible, more representative, and more connected to football's true global identity. For young fans growing up right now, this tournament could be their very first World Cup memory. And for football as a sport, 2026 represents a new era, one where more nations, more cultures, and more communities get a genuine seat at the table.
So, when people ask why World Cup 2026 is being called the biggest in history, now you know exactly why. It's not just marketing talk, it's 48 teams, it's 3 host countries, it's 16 world-class stadiums, it's over 100 matches spread across an entire continent. This tournament isn't just bigger, it's a complete evolution of what the World Cup means to football fans everywhere. If you enjoyed learning the real story behind World Cup 2026, make sure to subscribe, because we're breaking down everything you need to know about this historic tournament, one video at a time. Drop a comment and let me know which host city you're most excited about.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.